So you want to learn how to master your own music? Check out this video to learn how to prepare your environment to master your own songs. Hello everyone, and welcome to Distinct Mastering. My name is Freddie. Today we're going to talk about mastering your own songs. But before we begin, and I share with you some of my processes to mastering, this episode talks about what you need to do to prepare. The first thing you need to do to prepare to master your own music is you need to set up your room. Having good room acoustics is very crucial to mastering. You need to be able to hear with an accurate representation of what's going on. So, having a room that's bare with nothing on the walls is not going to help you for mastering. And I advise that you do not start mastering until you do some acoustic room treatment. Definitely get in touch with one of the acoustic providers. There's many out there like RLX, GLK, Real Traps, or you could even try to make your own. Having some is better than none, but I do not recommend acoustic foam. Once you have your room diagram laid out and they give you some specifications, the goal of the room is to try to get the frequency response as flat as possible. You could buy some super expensive monitors and put them in a bad room with no treatment, and you're going to have a very poor response from those speakers in that room. So, first step, get your room acoustics right. The next thing you need to do is you need to get your speaker placement in line. This is also important because speakers, the way that they're positioned, where they're sitting, how far from the wall, all of that plays a part. I recommend placing your speakers in an equilateral triangle so you're in the perfect listening position. Also, having your speakers sideways helps, where the tweeters and the woofers are in line with your ears. If you have a subwoofer, that's going to change the game a little bit. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that will give you some advice on speaker placement. It really does depend on the measurements of your room. And then speakers themselves have options on the back that can change based on how far away they are from the wall or various things. So you need to refer to the manufacturer's manual and see what your monitors recommend and what options are also available. So speaker placement and room acoustics is the number one thing you need to pay attention to start mastering your own songs. Number two is you need to get good monitoring. And I don't just mean good monitors. I mean monitoring from the stage where your DAW, the output of your DAW is coming out of your interface. That's one. Number two, the cables that are feeding your monitors. That's two. And three, the monitors themselves. The monitor path is essential. If you have a monitor head or a monitor switcher, that's also going to be something that you need to consider. Everything in line is going to affect the sound. And you want to get an interface that has good monitoring outputs so you can get an accurate representation of the sonic quality of the music. So once it's coming out of the interface and it's coming through the cable and hitting those speakers, then it hits the room. So number one and number two really go hand in hand if you want to get good and start mastering your own music. The third thing that you're going to need to do is get to know your room. Once you have all of this in place, it's likely going to be that you're going to be listening in an environment that you're not familiar with anymore. And it's very important that you are familiar with your room and your monitors. You can do this by listening to some of your favorite tracks and using references to compare. If you love something and you know it sounds good in a particular genre, listen to it in your room. Compare. And when you are doing your masters, use references because it's going to be very important to try to get to where you want to be and to have a baseline. Also, you need to refresh your palate, refresh your ears. When you listen to something for long periods of time, your brain gets used to that. And just having a reference track to flip over to can help kind of refresh and reset those ears. I also recommend taking breaks if you're working for long periods of time, but getting to know your room is one of the most important things that you can do so you can get better and get to a point where you can start to master your own music. Number four is going to be ear training. Professional mastering engineers know frequencies and many other things that come along with ear training. You can find lots of ear training online, and this gives me a competitive advantage over other mastering engineers or other people that are just trying to master their own music because I can instantly tell when something's wrong and what might be wrong with it. I can listen to a song in a matter of seconds and make these informed decisions and know what I need to do to get your song into the right place for mastering. That goes the same with albums. And, you know, when you get good with ear training and studying frequencies and other things, you are coming at this with an educated approach. I recommend always thinking about what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, how are you going to make an educated decision? So ear training is crucial if you are trying to master your own music. There is a benefit to using ear training and getting good at studying frequencies and really understanding what you're doing to the music before you even do it, what you're about to do. The fifth tip I have for you is practice. Mastering takes time, and to get good, you need to practice. Try mastering some of your friends' music. Offer to do some jobs for free. You need to get a couple hundred masters under your belt before you can really call yourself a mastering engineer, in my opinion. There are lots of people that call themselves mastering engineers on YouTube and on Fiverr and various places, and that's great. They might be. I'm not trying to compare myself to them, but always look for a quality mastering engineer. One of my first YouTube videos is how to avoid audio mastering scams, and I'll leave you a link above. At the end of the day, practice makes perfect, but there's really no perfection in audio. And at the same time, there's still an art to this. One mastering engineer might give you a different master than a different mastering engineer. And that's where it becomes a level of art. And so what you prefer is going to be opinionated, and what you prefer, if you were the artist or the musician behind the music, is the most important thing. So, can you get to a point to master your own music? Yes, you can. Is it going to be a long journey to get there? It might be. But at the end of the day, there are people like me that can help you with your mastering if you need it. And if you get to a point where you're trying to master your own music and you're not happy with the results, you can always hit me up. I always offer first-time clients one free stereo mastered sample. And the reason I do this is to show you what I can do with your music. At the end of the day, I give free mix advice with all my mastering clients, and having a human mastering engineer that you can bounce ideas off of and get feedback from is very important. So if you're interested in getting your free sample today, hit the link down below. If you have any questions about this video, please shoot me a comment down below. Next week, I'm going to show you how I prepare and some of the principles that I use when mastering, so you can learn how to master your own material. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and the bell notification will keep you up to date. My name is Freddie from Distinct Mastering, and have a great day.